Good morning. Welcome to further readings from Walking Slowly Downhill, a long walk that took place in 2015 along the Murray River. This is an account of the 52nd day, Hunter Road towards Swan Reach. It's Melbourne Cup morning. Though I'm far from there, the feeling of such a morning permeates the scrubby Murray River cliffs. I walk to the edge. It's only a few metres away from the track along the river, and I look over it onto the water. Cockatoos swarm and gather high over the river, screeching all the way inland, conversing with each other in loud voices. Tall river gums, whose crowns overlook the cliffs, hold the tender sandy edges of the banks firmly together. I'm relieved I'm finally away from the A20 and its sisterly Ghost Road. Not one car passes the Plateau Road. How can it feel like Melbourne Cup Day here at the edge of the South Australian desert, its dunes only held at bay by the river's floodplains? I carried inside me one particular Melbourne Cup Day for a very long time. Each subsequent Cup Day is only served to further embed in me the events of that distant day. November 1961. A holiday much like this one, no traffic, still air, covered sky, the future extending on and on towards an interior. My family and I are invited to the North Fitzroy home of another Italian family, to the Alfred Crescent home of Angelo and Germana. We have no car, and Angelo comes to pick us up in Brighton. My sister has just received an early birthday gift, her first pair of nylon stockings, which she is proudly wearing. I can't bear to look at her. When I do, all I can see is our childhood slipping away into an uncertain adolescence, its unmapped boundaries extending outwards from the front gate of our rented house all the way to the continent's heart. I refuse to speak to her as we sit squashed together in the back seat of Angelo's Holden. I look out of the window, silent and surly. But I remember this: as we drive up the Lonsdale Street hill, a magic image begins to form at its crest, and the then unbelievably tall ICI house slowly comes into focus. Now looming above us, the rectangular 20-storied cube reflects the greyness of the sky around it on each of its many thousands of blue glass sheets. I gasp and grab my sister's arm. "Look," I exclaim, "look at that." As Angelo's Holden drives by the monolith's base, she and I crank our heads excitedly upwards, trying to steal a glimpse of ICI's house, ascent into the sky, perhaps rendered even more dramatic by the rain clouds hanging low over East Melbourne Hill. My sad silliness gone, we return to our childhood, laughingly simple and unworried by the spectre of our uncertain future. "Your stockings are nice," I blurt out. "Thanks," she smiles. Each time I drive by the cube at the top of Lonsdale Street, the scene comes back to me in minute detail. Each time I'm thankful that the building's sculptural daring snapped me out of my adolescent self-preoccupied selfishness and back into the phenomenological world, full of wonder and newness. I've often wanted to say sorry to Linda for having added to her anxiety about growing up in our uncertain world with the weight of my bumbling 15-year-old righteousness, but I never have. I think of her, though, each Cup Day, especially on this one as I walk along the river's cliffs. This morning I think about the extraordinary woman that young girl has grown into, and how today marks our first parentless Cup Day. I'm here journeying the cliffs near Swan Reach, and she's in Rosebud, caring for her family as usual. Space between us, yes, but so very spaceless. Nice stockings, Lynn. Nice stockings. "53rd day, 54th day and 55th day in Mildura and in Dromana. I haven't walked for the last 3 days. As I walk around a Mildura supermarket and then to my car parked in a close-by suburban street, I feel the same as I did before this journey started. I expected that walking so far might actually change my experience of what walking might feel like from this point on. But it's the road, not the body, that determines the experience. It's the open road that changes everything. As I drive into Melbourne along the Calder Freeway, the sky ahead is streaked with black and purple shapes like rags being ripped apart and then blown high into the tullamarine sky, where a myriad sparkling fireflies, it seems, buzz high around the airport, either landing or departing for far-off destinations. The rain pours from the sky as if a giant bag filled to overflowing by endless supplies of water had been suddenly torn and emptied. And then I see the still water of the bay, its grey-green silence seeping slowly over the sullen land I'm on. It's as lost in its own indecipherable thoughts as the first time I crossed it. I realise how much I have missed this body of water that extends all the way to the flatness on the western side. The twin pyramids of the Yuyangs, built long ago by an ingeniousness that has no language, rise above the western plains and on luminous afternoons can be clearly seen from here. I drive to Northcote Plaza and park my car in the chaos and realise that I have somehow re-entered the body of a previous life. Can a new life have happened so soon? Can the old one have so quickly dissipated? I know the face that defines this body, but not the name, not where we might have met. This is an old dream that besets me. In a new dream, I'm soon driving away from what seems now so substanceless, unremembered, certainly no longer mine. Was it ever? Cup Day, coming up in a couple of days' time. 2020, 1961. How many years is that? That's 59 years. 59 years ago. Some memories are deeply etched in one's consciousness. Until the next reading, tomorrow, of course. May you have a very pleasant, peaceful weekend.